Hello and welcome to Disney Mom Podcast. I'm your host DK, and if this is your first Disney cruise, watch this video because I have a lot of tricks for you. So the first thing I do after booking a Disney cruise is I find my Facebook group on Facebook, and so you'll search your ship and your sail date. And then in there, you have the opportunity to sign up for something called a fish extender. So people will always say, what are those things that I saw on the stateroom doors? It's called a fish extender because you hang it off the little fish that they have next to your door. But it's a gift exchange. So you're signing up with different families and different kinds of exchanges. So they have sometimes an adult only, a kids only, a family. Sometimes you'll see an ornament exchange or whatever. And so then you go and deliver gifts to people's staterooms and they'll leave them in your pockets in your stateroom. And I've done this on every Disney cruise I've sailed on, and it's a lot of fun, and it adds a little extra magic. This one was from Amazon. It was so cheap. It was like $15. You can get custom ones on Etsy. I'm taking this one to Rome, and I plan on leaving it in Rome. So I just got a cheap one to take there, but I do have custom ones in the house. People decorate their doors. You can order custom magnets on Etsy as well. And then they have some other cool like magnet things on Amazon as well. But you'll see people's doors covered in magnets. It's a lot of fun. So that's always a big shock to first-time cruisers because they're like, well, we didn't know about that. And so now you do. On Disney Cruise Line, they have rotational dining. This makes them stand out. So you'll go between 3 different dining rooms. Depending on your ship, it will be your dining room, your dining rooms. They are different between the fleet. I mean, the Dream and the Fantasy are the same, but the rest of the ships, they kind of change off a little bit. The sister ships are slightly the same. So anyway, you will have different dining experiences. If you're on a week, you'll revisit some a few nights. If you're on longer, you'll revisit some, a few nights. But your wait staff will go with you. So you'll still have the same head server, assistant server, and maitre d' every night. The dining room staff will always be the same. They'll just move to a different location, which is a lot of fun and very helpful when you have little kids. And Disney just brought back the Dine and Play for evening seatings. So your kids can go to the kids club and meet the people in the front of the dining room it's under 10 and under. Oceaneer age can meet them and be escorted to the play area, not the play area, to Oceaneer's club. So you have that now with dining. If you are in early dining, your show will be after. If you are in late dining, your show will be before. So it just depends on your preference. If you are early dining, you will have early breakfast on disembarkation day. If you are late dining, you will have late breakfast on disembarkation day. So those are big to keep in mind as well. And then you just go off the ship after breakfast. If you have an early flight and you need to get off right away, you don't have to go to breakfast. So there's that. Room service. Let's talk about room service because it reminded me talking about disembarkation day. There is no room service on the day you get off the ship. So if you need coffee that morning and you're not going to breakfast, order it the night before. It'll still be hot in the morning. So that's something to keep in mind. The buffet will still be open as well. So there's disembarkation day. Room service is amazing. You can order Mickey bars from room service. You can order Uncrustables. In Spain last summer on the Disney Dream, it was amazing to have ordered Uncrustables. I put them in my bag. Our tour guide, we never stopped and had enough time to stop for food. I could feel like dizzy and I had one in my bag. Not ideally what I want to be eating, but it worked and it was amazing. And I'm so happy I brought it with me. And it kept me going to get back from the excursion. So those are great to take off the ship. You can only take sealed packaged stuff off the ship. No veggies, no fruits, think customs, think an airport. Only factory sealed stuff can come off a ship. And it's good to pack little snacks to take off if you struggle in any way and can get dizzy or need anything when you're on an excursion. So that definitely helps. I also thought about taking some of the little box cereal off because a little thing of Cheerios would be great to have on you as well. And those you can get from room service. On the Dream, you can get, I believe the Fantasy too, you can get bags of Lay's potato chips too on the pool deck. Above the pool deck, there's this little stand. I gotta remember where it is. But anyway, we found those on one of our cruises not that long ago. So there's that. Trying to think of what else you guys need to know. Your booking windows are very important. So you have, if it's your first time cruising, you have 2. On your second time cruising, you graduate to 3, is what I tell my clients. You get to graduate. You have 3 midnights. You have 2 midnights when you start out. So your first midnight is going to be your shore excursion. So when you look at your app, it will tell you you can book shore excursions as of this date. It's actually at 12 a.m. So it's midnight the night before is how I remember it. So let's say your excursion's open on the 4th. On the 3rd, you're going to stay up till midnight and you are going to go in there and find your excursions. That is when they open. Keep in mind, as you sail, your booking windows will open sooner. So they will change up after your first sailing. The more you sail, the sooner you get to book. So the first time, for first time cruisers, you are the last to get in there. There may be some things that are sold out. Don't panic. It's okay. I promise it's okay. People will cancel. So just keep looking. And the week before, notorious for cancellations. If there's something you really want, post in your Facebook group, because people will comment, oh, I'm going to cancel that, or I'm thinking of canceling that, and they'll contact you. And so they'll tell you, hey, I'm going to let it go in 5 minutes, be on your phone. And I've gotten things that way before. And then when you get on the ship, go straight to guest services. If it's a shore excursion, go straight to the shore excursion table as soon as you sail away is when the shore excursions will open. Guest services will be open though when you get on the ship. And they'll help you, and you may be able to get it that way. So it's not the end all be all, but if there's something you like, please grab it. Your second phase of booking window, of your midnight windows, will be your check-in and the royal gathering. So if you're a first-time cruiser, they will fall on the same day. I'm so sorry. I really am. I'm really sorry about that. You want to do the royal gathering first. And what is the royal gathering? This is big. It's all the princesses in a line taking pictures. So you'll get in a line, and then you'll go from one princess to the next princess to the next princess. So you basically wait in one line, and you get 3 to 5 princesses in a line. And if you have the photo package, it is great to get your money's worth with the princess photos at that time. I recommend only selecting the people that will want pictures in your party, because they will let you stand in line together. So if mom and dad are not going to be taking pictures, they do not need to select their name. They can wait in the line with the kids, and that way other kids will have the opportunity, and we won't take up more spots than needed. So just select your kiddos if you don't want to be in the photos with the princesses. So that's the royal gathering. So you're going to do that first, and then you're going to do your check-in. So the royal gathering will sell out in 10 minutes. And that is not an exaggeration. I've never seen one available the next day, and a spot available the next day. They are gone right away. Even on the Marvel sailings, the royal gathering is still gone right away. And sometimes I'll see Marvel-themed encounters available the next morning, but never have I seen the royal gathering. So a lot of Disney travel agents will do that for their clients. So keep that in mind as well. If you don't like midnights, definitely contact a Disney travel advisor, because they will definitely help you with that. Then, so those are your midnights. The photo package is discounted if you buy it ahead of time. It will be by your onboard activities in the app, and your onboard activities and your excursions are at the same time at midnight. Sorry, I left that out. Then after you sailed, you'll have 3 midnights, because your royal gathering will not be at the same time as your check-in, because your check-in day is different if you've sailed before, depending on your castaway status. So you're either silver, gold, platinum, and pearl are the ones. I'm going to be platinum on my next cruise. So that is 10. And then I think Pearl is 20. So 5 is gold. But anyway, so those are the Castaway statuses. So you'll be silver for your first 5 cruises, and then after that you'll go to gold. And each one will have a little bit earlier than the last. So those are the booking windows. We talked about room service. We talked about fish extenders. I'm trying to think what else that you need to know. Again, it's going to really depend on your ship. So I can't get into everything because each ship is different. But you will have a pirate night more than likely, unless you're in Alaska, and then you get a frozen deck party, which is really cool. But most of the sailings will have a pirate night. Disney is the only cruise line that does fireworks at sea. I'll let that sink in. The only cruise line that does fireworks at sea is Disney Cruise Line. And that is on your pirate night. And people go all out on pirate night. It's unbelievable. It's amazing. I love it. So keep that in mind, that you get fireworks unless you are on a Mediterranean sailing or in Alaska, because you cannot set fireworks off that close inshore. So my sailing that I have in Greece this summer, there's no fireworks, but the one I had in Spain had fireworks. So there's that. You will have a sail away party right after not the firework drill, the lifeboat drill. You will have a sail away party. The lifeboat drill can be a little bit hard for little ones. I do prefer when we have a inside area for a drill. The last few times we've been on, I sail deck 2 a lot because you don't feel as much. The lower you are, the less you feel, and it's affordable. I love deck 2. We tend to be outside for our lifeboat drill when I book deck 2, and depending on where we are and what time of year, it could be very hot out there. You have to all stand in a line on the deck, and if you have kiddos that are very wiggly and don't like to stand still, it can be a little bit hard on them. So I like to prep my son and be like, okay, we're getting ready for our lifeboat drill. Make sure you have a fidget with you so that you can, have something to fidget with while we're waiting in line. He does not like big crowds and lots of people near him, so we tend to put him in the front of us, and he will walk in a little bit, and they're okay with that. But for the most part, it's you've got to stand still. You've got to watch. We could play the lifeboat drill in our heads, but you still want to watch. You still want to teach them that we need to watch it every time. We need to learn it because it's very important. And sometimes the cast members will be awesome. Like, they will be great at what they do, and they'll have their undivided attention on their own. So right after the lifeboat drill, and it's normally around at 4 o'clock, I want to say, you will hightail it all the way to the pool deck, and they will have the sail away party. And then you will hear the ship's horn during the sail away party as we sail away. And the sail away event is one of my favorite starts of my vacation, and I'm sure it will be yours too. But it's just so much fun. I'm hearing the song in my head. To be a part of that and set sail on Disney Cruise Line, and your vacation begins. Your vacation also ends with a party at 10 p.m. on the last night, your farewell party. It may be worded differently across the fleet, but you'll have your farewell party at 10, and what they do is they'll come out, they'll make an announcement, they'll bring out the characters, and then they will split up. So if you had any characters that you did not get pictures with on your cruise, be ready to go stand in line, because the characters will go on different areas, and they'll go between 2 decks. They'll be above as well. This is all in the atrium. And so they'll do the atrium and the deck above it, and they'll be spread out. And you can ask a cast member ahead of time, hey, do you know where Bella is going to be? Do you know where Chip and Dale will be? Chip and Dale tends to have the longest line, and they are not on the whole fleet, so they may not be on your cruise. But whoever that character is that you did not get to meet, you'll ask where they will be standing, and you will you can even wait there, before the show starts. Wait near where you want to be because the lines start getting long. But normally we can go through 3 to 4 characters and princesses before it ends. Of course, Mickey and Minnie have the longest lines. We tend not to get them on the sail away party because we would like to go see more characters, but it's up to you. And then they all go back and they do a song. The Dream and the Fantasy, they have projectors. It's really nice to watch a video from your sailing, and you can be in the video, which is cool. You never know. I was in the one from Spain. I was excited about that, but you never know what they're going to do. Different ships have different farewell parties. The Magic was my favorite. It just has so much of the Disney magic to it, and it's not as done up as the Dream and the Fantasies, I will say, and the Wishes, but it's that first ship that Disney ever had and that magic to it. I teared up. It was beautiful. So you start your trip out with the sail away party and you end it with a farewell party, all late at night. The Pirate Night fireworks is late at night too. I did struggle with this. Our first cruise, I was like, because I'm very strict on bedtime, I was like, how are we going to do this with bedtime? But on a Disney cruise, you're on different time. And so it worked out. We stayed up later. We slept in later. And it just worked. So I know that a lot of you are going to be like, well, we're going to have to miss that because of bedtime. You will be surprised at how well your kids adjust. My children are very used to Disney Cruise Line. They're used to the Wish class ship now, and they're used to the Fantasy and the Dream. My daughter knows those ships like the back of her hand. It's a second home to us. It will become a comfort level for you and your kids as you guys sail Disney Cruise Line. I've never left a cruise and been like, this is terrible. I'm over Disney. I don't want to sail again. No, I'm off and I'm like, when's the next one? Speaking of, when's the next one? On the ship, then this last day, maybe the second to last day, you'll start getting a prompt in the app to buy a placeholder. What is a placeholder? You want to buy a placeholder, okay? Unless you're booking GTY cabins and like the lock it in rate promo cabins, which are very rare. There's those lower 2 categories or concierge. You want a placeholder because you will save 10%. Now you cannot use it with a Florida resident or a military discount as well, but you will save 10% on your next cruise and get a reduced deposit. So my clients that book with a placeholder, their deposit is like $200, under $200 sometimes, depending on your sailing, but it's so low because they had a placeholder. Now their friends sailing with them that did not have a placeholder, their deposit is way more. So it definitely helps to have a placeholder. If you don't use it, let's say you think you're going to go and then you don't go, it's okay. They'll refund the money back after 2 years. You're out nothing. If you decide to go and it's an inaugural sailing or a concierge room, you can still use the money you put towards the placeholder towards the reservation. You just will not get the 10% off. So you're not out any money. So I definitely recommend getting one. I like to always have one. So just make sure you buy it before you get off the ship. If you have a travel agent that you love, make sure you let them know that you want to connect your placeholder to your travel agent. If you do not have a travel agent but are tired of midnights and you get off your ship and you want to use your placeholder with a travel agent, make sure you do it within 30 days. You contact your new travel agent and you do the paper to transfer the placeholder to the new agency. You only have 30 days to do it. You do not have to book your room yet, but you have to transfer the placeholder within 30 days. After that, you cannot use that placeholder with that travel agent. So keep that in mind. And yeah, so I hope you have a magical time sailing Disney Cruise Line. I hope this was informative. Let me know if you need anything. I am with Crown Travel Agency. And I will be happy to assist you. And if you want to use any other travel agent, please look into Disney travel agents. They make your life so much easier. But Disney Cruise Line is my favorite place, and I hope this video helps.